Heat integration is done. Right. APFSDS. Plus 15% soft attack. That's a massive upgrade. Armor-piercing, fin-stabilized discarding sabot rounds will give our tanks heavier striking power against modern armor systems by adding fins to increase the stability and the range of the traditional sabot shells. Generous funding after we pay the debt. Yeah, exactly. Civilian austerity is over. That still stops me actually producing anything, doesn't it? Yes, it does. 3.9 million again. The debt's still 20.1 billion. Go away! Two more months. I was thinking more Valkyries for the helicopters. Makes riding them more musical. Dun dun na 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 dun dun na na na. Worker training. This is industrial expertise. Pass. Fund the Kemerovo Helicopter Design Bureau. Done. Alright, Falcons Fleet, I guess. Our previous foes in Novosibirsk once commanded the most formidable air force in Siberia. With a fleet of aircraft that could rival even that of the free aviators, they caused us so much of a headache during the bloody war to overthrow the corrupt Siloviki. Now that they have been defeated, their aircraft now sit unused in the extensive airfields, just waiting to be unleashed again. It would be a waste to just leave all of that valuable war material to gather dust. As it happened, the Principality is in need of an air force, and these planes and airfields could fulfill the King's needs quite conveniently. An effort shall be made to renovate the facilities and make sure the planes are still in working condition. Soon, we shall have a fearsome air force of our own. Speaking of fearsome air forces, I'm guessing that your training is done. Yep. So, you get 2 sets of planes. Congratulations. How do I select just one of these? Ah. You get 1 set. You get 1 set. Okay. And because I have no civilian factories, I can't build another airbase here. Curses! Serbia sides with Italy. The Italians have secured Serbia. By riling up the locals, combined with winning the hearts and the minds of the disenfranchised refugees and Serbian nationalists, the country has managed to push it out of the German occupiers. Deeming the cost simply too high to justify keeping the presence, the Germans have decided to withdraw what they can from the worthless cesspool. Cesspool or not, the Italian victory has shaken things up in the Balkans, and it is a big loss for the Reich. Germany is actually losing an awful lot of influence to Italy. Italy is having a great game. November. Oh. Didn't get any liquid reserves that time. Come on, should be making 400 million a year. There we go. Multi-layered steel ceramic composite. Done. So now we're going to go for the advanced armor skirts, which gives us another 10% armor. By placing strong armor composites on the outside of the tank hull, spaced just a few inches from the main armor, we can radically increase its effectiveness as the spaced armor causes shaped charged projectiles to shatter and explode before they can reach the main plate. I'm curious, what is the armor of your units now? 105! Oh, good luck piercing that. Oh man, my tank divisions are going to be mean. Falcon Fleet done. Ah, this is a research bonus for air doctrine. Do it. Finally, our humble principality has an air force of its own. Now that we have a fully functional air fleet complete with the newly designed helicopters, courtesy of the Kemerovo design, yeah, about the helicopters. We just bought them pizza instead. We have surpassed the old Novosibirsk government to become the true lords of the sky here in Siberia. Our planes will ensure the skies belong to Rurik, while our pizza delivery people will provide all kinds of exciting new opportunities for waging war, with lightning-fast troop transports to raining hot death upon the king's enemies. Oh, tanks! I think that we got confused when they were talking about helicopters. We were just hearing tanks, and we kept on upgrading the tanks with more tanks, and then tanks for the tanks, so that the tanks could rise the tanks. He meant something different. Oh, whoops. With such a dramatic advantage over our potential foes, victory is all but assured. What's the GDP of Germany and the USA for comparison? Can we see that? I'm not sure we can. I wouldn't know where that's shown. Ledger to the right. Right of what? Oh, this. Aha! Oh, the West Siberian Republic's actually overtaken us in... Oh, no, they haven't. We're here! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. We have the 7th highest industry. We're just below South Africa. $51. Ouch! And Germany's not very stable either. Crikey. Yeah, I know. Economy, here we go. GDP, United States, Japan, Germany, China, Manchukuo, me. I have a bigger GDP than Italy. And what about debt? Yeah, my debt's pretty high. Actually, no. Italy's is 53 million. China's is 2 trillion. So our debt is relatively low, but I still want to pay it all off. West Siberia's actually got less debt than we do. They're like half of our GDP, though. I have a feeling that my heavy investment into all those programs may be backfiring a little. And there it is, MiG-21s. So we could go ahead of time to try and get the MiG-23s and then just start building those. I think I'll just save that boost. Yeah. Oh, we do need this. Producing magazines with increased ammunition capacity will allow our troops to carry more ammo at a lower rate, whether it be extended box magazines or compact drum mags. If I annex West Siberia, I inherit their lack of debt. That would be nice. So many investments I can't afford to make anymore. No, someone had 5. That wasn't in any order. Japan and China are 5. Germany, Italy, USA, and Gottenland have 4. And then I'm one of the ones with 3. Who on earth is Gottenland? Wait, did someone have 6? No. 5's the maximum. Oh, Crimea. Or North Crimea. John Nazi guy. Original. Very original. So I guess Gotland doesn't have a proper leader right now. Yes, we're going to pay off another 37 million. We're almost down below 20 billion. Almost. Another tranche of repayments and we will be. Alright, armour improvement time. Our tank fleet is a fearsome force indeed, but without the necessary modernizations, they'll be worse than useless in the coming wars. These vintage relics may have been dangerously effective in the battlefields of yesterday, but with the advent of advanced heat warheads and improved man-portable AT weapons, they simply will not stand a chance against our future enemies. Rurik II has approached the Royal Office of Research and Development and stressed the necessity for a fully modern force of fighting vehicles. The Lord has wasted no time in finding solutions to the problem for outdated vehicles, and their ideas are quite promising. Higher-powered engines could carry our tanks and IFVs across the battlefield at unprecedented speeds, while experimental new designs of armour may be able to reduce the danger posed by the heat munitions. All that remains now is to put these theories into practice. AFDS finishes in 9 days. Which is the last of that level? No, we've got one more. Oh no, that's that one. So we can start this one before we get the technology boost. That's fine by me. Okay, let's go and grab the mechanical ballistic computer. We can introduce a very basic sort of computer that will allow our gunners to hit more accurately in adverse conditions, such as in strong winds. Christmas. Boxing Day. Military austerity. Finished just in time. Because we're going to war very soon. Very, very, very soon. Unfortunately, that means the deficit's down to just 121 million. Are there any new nuclear powers beyond the 4? Nope. Save game! Because I'm a little bit concerned that Western Siberia is going to declare war on us when we declare on the Divine Mandate. January. Decision available. Prepare for war. A grand showdown! The Grand Principality of Central Siberia has overcome its obstacles and conquered all of the other nations in its way, either through peaceful unification or forceful war. Now, it stands on a precipice. The vast territories of Russia are expansive, and while the Grand Principality of Central Siberia controls a significant portion of it, there is still much more to conquer. We must begin preparing for a war that will challenge our military unlike any wars that we have come before. Let us see who will stand tall in the end. Unfortunately, going by their recent actions, it seems like all hopes of peace with the Divine Mandate of Siberia have been dashed. In an announcement from Omelon, the Siberian state has claimed we are the illegitimate state that stands in their way of the path to reunify all of Russia. Following this declaration of hostility, they have expelled our citizens within their borders. As their military starts to mobilize and the clouds circle the horizon, it seems the conflict of interest shall be settled on the battlefield rather than negotiating table. My stability is still super, super good, though. The Second Siberian War. Get a bunch of fortifications, fallback lines, airborne... Oh. Okay, so we can basically do 10 of these. Raise additional reserves. That's 150,000 manpower. I'll be taking that. Intelligence, don't necessarily need this. They lose war support though. Siberian Railways, we gain a bunch of infrastructure. I'll need to see if that's useful. Gain 5 off-map military factories. That one sounds good. Siberian Railways, I need to see where exactly that's going to boost. Bratsk, Tanutuva, Tayshet, Kansk, Krasnoyarsk, and Boguchany. Mongolia, Tanutuva, Kansk, Bratsk, Tayshet, Boguchany, and Batka. So it's these eastern ones. And 2 of them already maxed out. That means that these 2 would benefit. They would be the only ones. I'm not sure that's worth. Mobilize airborne units. That would get us more air experience. It would also give us free air bases. And then the fortifications, I think, is probably a good idea. Am I going to go ahead of time on the MiGs and skip 2 generations of fighters? Yep, that's the plan. And now that we're in 1969, I feel like I can do that, because I have ahead of time bonuses on tanks and MiGs. So what's this? This is 10, 25, 40%. You would need to do all of them to begin the invasion. So I wonder if these reset. Diplomacy has failed, and the unification of Siberia through war has shifted from a possibility to a certainty. And undoubtedly our foe to the east is beginning their preparations as well. In order to gain a strategic advantage and defeat our foe, we must increase our preparedness. In a war on such scale, it's best not to leave something as crucial as the existence of our fledgling state up to chance. Our current preparedness is 0. Our preparedness must exceed 75 to declare a war. Building up higher levels of preparedness before launching the attack may make our situation more advantageous. Alright, in that case... Ah, nuts. No, we actually did some of the wrong ones there. I should have been reading a bit more. I was expecting I'd have more command power. In fact, I do. Why can't I do these? I would have liked to have done that one at least. Oh, I could. So it's just the full back line, which I don't have. Full back lines? Full back lines? Who needs those? Full back lines. Pah! Full back lines. Shocking. Oh, I slowed things down. I probably didn't need to. Armour improvements. There we are. So now we can expand the arsenals, which get us some more military factories. And also some free weapons and artillery. And then finally, Pride of the King. When we triumphed over our neighbours during the wars for Central Siberia, the King's forces managed to secure control over a significantly important munitions depot at Abakan. This facility is one of the largest arsenals of weapons east of the Ural Mountains, and for now it has yet to serve a purpose for us beyond taking everything we can carry. This is about to change. His Majesty has ordered the Abakan arsenal to be completely refurbished and expanded to become a fully fledged weapons production centre once more. Once it is operational, the arsenal's expanded facilities will allow us to produce more equipment for the troops even faster than before, and this will ensure that every man, woman and child in the King's army has a rifle and plenty of ammunition at their disposal. I mean, I do have a lot of guns. Ooh, we have a surplus! Manpower surplus! Infantry weapon improvements. So we can now get the 1968 AKM, which sounds actually like a really good idea to me. An improved gas-operated piston rifle, often equipped with choice fire and gas blowback. This rifle is designed for the anticipated conflicts of the Cold War, from the urban streets to the African jungles. Do it. Feel like you should upgrade your artillery some. Yeah, you're not wrong. In the Grand Principality, it takes more courage to retreat than attack. Absolutely. And Eknapro, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. And Sandman wanted me to drink some tea. That was some time ago, but never mind. Nice to see the children in the army. Well, we have to give them a job of some kind. I mean, what else are they going to do? Play war games? Kuh. All we're doing is taking the games out of their playtime. The second inauguration of Wallace F. Bennett. Pomp and pegantry are on ample display today as President Wallace F. Bennett begins his second term as the President of the United States. Flanked by American flags draped on the Capitol, President Bennett declared that every American dreams of freedom, of prosperity, of fulfillment, of buying Russian goods. I cannot promise a utopia, but I can promise that although through honest work and faith in our republic, the torch of liberty shall burn forever. Observers have noted that President Bennett has promised little different from his 64 campaign, a steady pair of hands to guide America through its social divisions and yet deepen its OFN commitments. Yet the American people seem to prefer Bennett to the NPP's firebrands, hoping America can enjoy some peace at the end of a tumultuous decade. All's quiet in America. There is no retreat, there is only outrunning the tanks. Oh, I could actually do fallback lines. Now. The question is whether any of these will appear again. I'm really curious about raising the additional reserves. No longer get the effects of civilian austerity. You know what, we're doing that one anyway. We'll get it going at the very least. And we gain quite a lot of command power, so we'll see. Advanced armor skirts finished, so now we can start researching the better tank. 275 days, it's a year ahead of time. But that means we'll have it by the end of 1969. Which would be quite nice. Further increasing the capabilities of the engine in our main battle tanks will allow us to make their armor even thicker and cover more of the vehicle, as well as increase overall reliability and fuel efficiency. How does it actually compare? Price is the same, defense is up, hardness the same, hard attack is up, max speed is up a lot. Piercing is up, fuel usage the same, breakthrough is up a lot, soft attack's up a lot, air attack's up a bit, armor is up a lot. Yep, I would like the T-72s, please. Do the options for additional reserves, etc. time out? Don't know. That's what I'm kind of curious about. Expand the arsenals. Done. Pride of the King. Rurik II's reforms are finally coming to a close, and so far they seem to have been a complete success. The Royal Army is now one of the most elite, well-equipped armed forces in all of Russia, and will certainly cause our rivals to go green with jealousy. And with a formidable new air force to support our troops from the air, the inevitable wars do not look so bleak for us after all. Some smaller minds may consider Rogue's style of governance to be antiquated, but nobody can deny that his newly reformed military is anything but. The Principality's armed forces are now highly advanced, modernized force, entirely capable of slugging it out with the best of them. All that remains now is to put our armies to the ultimate test. To victory! Begin. Make it happen. Debt increased? Slightly. 3 military factories. We have 2 more factories. What do we need them doing? Are we short on anything? No. Except for manpower. That's what we're short on. So I'm thinking maybe more tanks? I'm thinking more tanks. Maybe another aircraft as well. Oh no, we're not importing any rubber, so the aircraft production is actually really slow right now. So more tanks. We're going for more tanks. Artillery, we don't need more artillery. We have 3,000. Tanks, we've only got 410. Okay, all of those just finished, so our preparedness is now 40%. I would like to finish all of these if we can before the invasion begins. And we have even more we have 5 because of the off-map ones. Ha! Alright. Guns, tanks, RPGs, artillery, and support equipment. And manpower also. Huzzah. Right, I'll have one more of those. I'll have a couple more of these. And that'll actually do. And I think what I might also do is design an APC. Well, I can just use the battle tank Strelsky units for APCs. Manpower has been a consistent problem. Well, lately. The question is, do I want to replace the Drużyna with APCs? So we'll leave the Shield Maidens like the super elite infantry divisions. And then the Drużyna will go mechanized. I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to mechanize them all. Well, that's the thing. If I'm going to be upgrading these to APCs, I don't want to touch this template anymore. And the other annoying thing is switching these guys to APC units is actually costing me 30 experience. Whereas if I just create a new template, they're 5 each. And then I'll just flip them to Drużyna. It does mean that they'll need to retrain. But that, frankly, isn't such a big issue. Right, we're going to create a new empty one. We're going to go mobile, APC, 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 APC. We will eventually need motorized artillery. But that can be added in due course. And then these are going to be called... Yom's Vikings? Okay. I was thinking of the mounted nobles, like boyars. But Yom's Vikings good too. And these are going to be Motoskrovoyala. There you go. Save. And I don't think I can necessarily do this right now. I can totally do this right now. Oh, nuts. These guys aren't fully trained. This is actually going to save a bunch of manpower. There it is. There comes the manpower. One other thing I need to do is select you guys and tell you to go air superiority when the war breaks out. What decisions are available? Invest in construction and encourage returning expatriates. Can't afford and can't afford. I'd love to, but I can't. Oh, nuts! I'm in deficit again. Where are these other expenditures coming from? That's just wiping out my surplus. Off-map factories? Maybe? Yeah, I know the civilian austerity ended, but this has just gone up from 250 to 750.